Welcome to Ellis, Mowers, and more. Today we got a Troy Bilt Bronco in here. I got on a trade deal. Man, it's been about 4 months ago now, probably. Just been really busy around here. Should only have a couple of minor things wrong with it, and I've already found one of them. One of them I got to put a drive pulley back on, the transmission, and then the other one I have to figure out why it's not starting with the key. I've already figured that out. Luckily, I'll show you what that is here next, and then we'll get the drive fixed, and hopefully this thing will be ready to go, ready to sell, and off to a new home so that I can get some mowers out of here. So this is your standard issue Troy Bilt Bronco. You probably bought it from Lowe's, as indicated by the Lowe's Service Advantage sticker here. This is a 13WX78KS011. I can't tell you how many I've worked on that are these. 2010 model, fifth number in the serial. Indicates that this is a 2010. Worked for the guy up until recently, before he traded for a TB42 Troy Bilt. I think I've showed that on the channel. I did a little bit of wire tracing, and I should have just done a visual inspection. I'd have been able to find this a lot faster probably, although I only spent maybe 5 minutes tracing wires. This has got the 4-pole solenoid on it. Here I've got all the hardware except for the nut to put the drive pulley back on, which those like to get lost under the fender. So whenever you do this, make sure that you put it on a level ground and do it. But the issue is the brake pedal's not contacting the safety switch right there. You see it? So I need to bend that back a little bit and throw a battery in it. It should start up. Oh, do we have water? That's just water. Okay, no oil. I'll make sure that's not leaking any oil anywhere. It doesn't look like it's leaking very much. It's just got a little bit of water on it. And it did start and run when I had it over, got it in on trade. So I know that it should start and run now. Double check, make sure everything's good on the mower deck here as well. Just bend that back and we should be able to get this thing to start. Alright, so a little bit of bending with the pliers there. Got that contacting each other again, which is good. And put a battery in it. So I don't know if this battery's good. Well, I think I charged it up and it came off of another machine that had the battery way underpowered for what it is. So, sun glare this evening. Getting a little late in the day. But, wow. Let me see if she'll crank up. I'll check to make sure that we got good oil first. Like I said, it should. Yeah, I mean, everything looks great on this. Alright. Here we go. Oh, it's not going to do it. Oh, man. Oh. I got the ignition switch unplugged. That was the problem. Oops. I'm like, what is it? It's like everything should work now. It will after I do this, that's for sure. Or it should. I'm not going to say it will. Alright, let's see. I got to go over there and push the pedal. It's going to make a liar out of me. Oh, no, we're good. Oh, it's missing an exhaust bolt and the exhaust gasket. What in the world is going on here? What is happening? I'll pull that, I'll see if I can find an exhaust gasket for this. I'll let it cool down. I'll work on the drive system next. Should be able to make this work pretty well. I just have to get that pulley back on and find a nut that works with that bolt. It's a little bit complicated, but we'll get it. So this is the most difficult part of this all the time for me, is getting this pulley back on with this bracket under here. This should be the orientation that you need to put it on, though. So you got the bolt spacer washer that goes into the bottom part of the bracket there, the pulley, a random nut spacer washer goes up through the frame there. Actually, this goes into the top half, goes up through the frame, you put the nut on at the top. That's what I'm going to do. I'll show you what it looks like after I do it. It's hard to show, and well, it always takes me some trial and error to get this one right. Alright, so I got the belts here. We're going to finally put the belts on. It's been a few days. But here are the belts. They are 0467 and an 04208. This is the front. This is the rear. These are a little bit of a pain to change, but not too bad, especially. It's like one of those things. I was today years old when I learned. I'll show you this in just a second. I've been wasting time doing stuff the whole time. But 15/16 inch nut to get the main drive pulley off, a 1/2 inch bolt for that pulley, and then you just kind of round it around the Veridrive pulley. Now underneath, this is the I was today's years old when. Today years old when. I learned that I don't have to take this main pulley off to get this off. I just have to take that rod off with a clip, and then the other pulley that's not attached to the frame off to get this off. And then you just route the belt around this and get it off of there, and you should be good. So obviously you also have to take off the spring here, the tension spring, which goes into those holes right there where you see that pull rope coming out of to relieve the tension on the belt. Now let's go back to the belts real quick. Now this Sten's belt looks a little weird. I always say use OEM belts or reputable aftermarket belts, and which are Sten's, rotary, Oregon. And like I said, I've said in previous videos, I've also had good luck with UDC belts as well. So this is what we're going to use today. This belt actually looks a little worn, so I'm going to double check my stash real quick, make sure. But this is the rear belt, which seems a little thin, and then the front belt here, which seems a little worn. But maybe I'm crazy. Either way, let me look and see. Those are your belt numbers, and I'm going to put them belts on, and we'll see how well it drives after that. Alright, so I got the deck belt on, or drive belt, transmission belt, whatever you want to call it on. So again, you just got to basically reverse. So the lower belt, you feed through that pulley in the back there. You can round it, or you can rotate it and get it up under there. Just pull your Veridrive all the way up. Top belt on there as well. Again, round it around your Veridrive. Put this pulley back in and put this pulley back in, and you're good to go. Bottom, obviously you do that first. If you use the little trick that I found out when I was today years old, I've been working on mowers forever, and just learned this apparently. So you'll slide this belt behind this pulley, put this pulley back, the long side of the pulley goes down, and there's a little short washer that goes on top. Put your other part of the belt in, make sure it goes on this side of the cable here where the foot pedal is, so that it doesn't rub anything and doesn't bind up against anything. Your spring here, big spring on this one. Early design for sure. Goes right there, and then there's a return spring. You shouldn't have to take any of that one off, but this spring right here is a bear to get back over there. I don't even have it on correctly, but it ain't gonna go nowhere. I know that. So, and I also don't want to put it back in that hole because looks like it's about to mess itself up. So we'll or kind of wind itself through, and obviously it goes on the front. There's a lot more slack in these belts now than there were, so I'm hoping that this is a good sign to get this going again, to where it's not going to drive forward when you put it in gear. So that'll be good. I need to put a battery in this, back in it. We'll crank it up, and hopefully this thing will drive around, do what it needs to. If it does, we'll throw the mower deck back on. I'll check the blades and everything. Like I said, it's been a little over a week, so I can't remember how the blades and stuff were. But the deck's over there, and this thing will be ready to go very, very shortly, hopefully. I think I just need to give it a quick wash, a little blow off, because we have starting the pine straw season around here. So and we'll be good. So they're cutting grass next door, so forgive me, but for all the noise behind me. But one other thing I had to do, pretty easy to do. I didn't have to take the muffler off of it, but I had a muffler bolt missing right here, and it blew the exhaust gasket. So I pulled that off and put a new bolt in, a new exhaust gasket in. I just loosened these two bolts in the front. You can see a little bit of oil seepage, not terrible there, so probably just gonna leave that for now, and we'll roll with it. But it should sound a lot quieter now than it was, and I'm going to see if it goes forward and backwards like it's supposed to as well. Let's give it a try. Good. That's very good, actually. Doing like it needs to, which is good. Awesome. Just shows you, and looking at these belts, I'll check it. They look like they were pretty generic belts from what I can tell. I don't know if this one had it, but they, you know, a little bit of wear here, a little bit of bacon with the ridge. This one, the small one, had like a star on it, but I don't see anything else. A&I Products. That's that one. But it didn't want to roll right with them, so I think I've actually used A&I Products belts before and they did not work. So, but the UDC parts and the Stens belt work beautifully. These will go in the trash because they're not worth anything. And we'll put the mower deck on, which is just 3 mounts and the blade engage cable. I'm going to make sure that the tires are all aired up, and we'll test the deck out, and we should have this mower done here in just a little bit of time. Alright, there we go. I apologize if the end of this video is a little bit rushed, but I wanted to get this done today because I knew I could do it. And glad that the drive belts fixed it. These early Broncos, like 2010 model year, that have that heavy spring on them, at least I don't have an exhaust leak that bad on this thing. The exhaust leak's fixed on this, luckily. But now that I put that exhaust gasket on, got a little shine. The ones that have these heavier springs on them, they don't get up like the newer ones do, or the ones that don't. There's a couple years they use these and they just don't drive very fast, but I mean it works fine. So, and it's factory spec again. So, gave it a good cleaning, cleaned out the headlight lenses and things along those lines. So, we should be good. And I'll show you that everything works like it's supposed to now. Ended up being very nice. Ended up putting a little bit of ATF in the left rear there, or the right rear, and the mower deck was already level. The oil had recently been changed and the blades had just been sharpened, so I didn't even have to do any of that, which is good, unless I did that unknowingly. A lot of machines I work on around here. I've had this one about 4 months. Be ready to see this one gone, so that'll be good. So there it is, y'all. Works just fine, which I'm very happy about. Looks good too. Can't complain about that. I usually list these Broncos that are in decent shape like this one for about $650. I have a person that was interested in one. Luckily, the John Deere LA100 and the previous one that I worked on that somebody needed one, the L100, somebody said they were looking for a mower. I told them, and they came and got it. So that was really nice. So hopefully we're 3 for 3 on that. I don't have to list this on Marketplace and get the runaround, and we could take $400 and stuff like this for them. The tires on the front basically are pretty much new. All 4 of them hold air now that I've fixed the right rear that had the dry rot cracks on them. The left rear didn't go down. These had gone down just a little bit, but I don't think I'd even put air in them since I got the mower, so not too bad there. But it's ready to rock and roll. Should be ready to cut some grass again. Again, when I got this, the only issue really was that it wouldn't start with the key, which was the brake safety switch was misaligned with the little lever that comes up from the brake, and he had the pulley for the drive belt off. So we put that back on, found out that it had incorrect drive belts on it, and so it was trying to creep forward. We put OEM or OEM spec drive belts that I know have worked in the past on this, and everything's good now. So this has always been a runner since I've had it, and now we've got a nice little machine to sell for whoever needs to cut grass here later in the season. And hopefully this thing will get going here soon, because I need to get a lot of stuff out of here sooner rather than later. It's been nice to be able to get some mowers turned around here recently as well, and not be so slammed with customer repairs that I can't even get a mower in myself to get fixed and sell. Thanks again for watching this small engine repair video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Brought another Troy Bilt Bronco back to life. Who knows how many of these I've brought back on this channel, but just add this one to the list, I suppose. Thanks again. I'll see y'all on the next video.